Hey guys, alright. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Anna. I'm a little bit spooky, and today I'm gonna take you through day to night with the Natasha Denona Hyper Real palette. We're gonna do a pretty daytime appropriate look, whatever that means to you. But we're gonna do a softer look that's more daytime geared, and then we're gonna do a amped up nighttime vibe, building on what we did for daytime. All with the Natasha Denona Hyper Natural palette. So if that interests you, just go ahead, keep on watching. Before you do, don't forget to like and subscribe. Alright, so I might not be super duper chatty today because I've had a lot of dental work done earlier this week and last week. I'm a little beat up. I'm a little swollen in the face region. Been doing lots of massages with this thing. And yeah, just things are happening in the mouth, and there's been some pain. So anyway, I'm just not in pain today, but I'm a little puffy still around this region. Let's dive in. I'm going to start out with the bronzer shades within the palette. We're going to do a little face sculpt and some eye sculpt. I do already have my foundation, concealer, powder on, and a little tiny bit of underpainting, just because I was testing a product. For underpainting, I used the Milani Hey Honey Cheek Kiss bronzer and the Coral Crush Cheek Kiss blush, but you don't really see them that much. I didn't really go that in with them. I just wanted to see what they look like on the skin. So anyway, all that to say, we're going in with the bronzers. So I'm going to take a little brush here and focus on the lighter half of the bronzer trio. Just kind of going between these two. Just dip dab it in, and we're going to give the face a light sculpt from there, and we'll probably go into the lids and socket region. But I just want to show some of the capabilities of this palette, of how you can use it for just a very, very soft, everyday look, and then how you can throw it in your handbag, whatever, if you have to work that day and don't have time to get home. How you can take this palette on the go and amp a look up for evening. Say for like a little date night, or me and the girls after work, whatever it is you do. So just taking a little bit of that contour bronze just around the perimeter of the face and a bit on the jaw, and keeping it a little lighter, just soft, office appropriate. Or just, daytime makeup for running your errands, going and getting your groceries, all that jazz. Now I'm going to grab this little double-ended brush from Sigma, and it has a diffuse crease and medium sweeper. I'm going to go into the diffuse crease, swirl into those little same bronzer shades, and bring that through the socket. And blend up and out. That would really actually make this great for if you were bringing this with you and needing to touch up on the go to get ready to do something in the evening, if you didn't have time to run home or whatever, would be a powder foundation. That would actually be a really good companion to touch up with. This is kind of how I would use the palette if I was taking it through day to night. Like if I had to go do some errands during the day, do some just whatever, and then later that evening needed to go to dinner or something and wanted to be a little more glam. This is kind of the steps I would take. Now I'm going to take the lightest blush, which is that baby pink one right here. And we're just going to focus that onto the cheeks. Clean my little brush off using the same brush. Also, minimal brushes. Like if I was throwing this in my bag to actually use, I would bring this brush from Sigma, little double-ended brush, this brush right here from e.l.f., and that'd be my brushes covered. I really think this is a wonderful palette for travel. Since one of my friends actually moved back here, I don't have the reason to travel as much now, where I would be doing daytime to nighttime looks. Yeah, just a nice soft pink flush on the cheeks. Bring that right out here, outer corner of the eye. Now I'm going to take a little bit of a brown eyeliner this is just from Urban Decay, and I'm just going to tightline the upper lash line and get real close into the lashes with this. And just right above them. And kind of do just a little, tiny little baby smudge, or baby baby wing. And then take the little firm blender part of the brush. But you could definitely, just use some little travel brushes for this. Just kind of smudge that in there just for a little bit of definition. And this is actually a really quick process. You don't have to be neat and tidy with it. You're just getting a little darkness at that lash line, not actually worried about like a full liner look or anything. That little bit of something to thicken up the lashes and give them a little bit of that little lift there on the outer corners. And then with my finger, I'm going to jump into the shade called Everyday, which is this first one right here. And this is a light, warm brown. It has a beautiful pearl to it that gives a wonderful little spotlight effect and dimension to the eye. And I'm just going to take that all over the lid and blend it up with my finger. A little hard to do with fingers right now because my nails are a little bit long. Longer than normal, which is not long. But you can, if you want to, use a denser brush like this. And I'm just going to pull that all the way up and out into the socket. You can take the fluffy brush and diffuse those edges. Anywhere you want to build a little more intensity or color, just go with the finger and pat it on. I think this one is just perfect everyday colors. It gives the eyes a little bit of something without it being too much. And it definitely gives a little bit of dimension with that pearl effect that it has in it. The light hits the center of the lid or the inner corner or wherever. And it has the most beautiful, soft reflect to it that is very flattering. And this formula is so forgiving and graceful. And again, you don't have to worry about any fallout, which is awesome. Perk of this particular formula as well. Deepen up that lash line the teensiest bit. Just right the outer corner. And then I'm going to take the shade called Dreamy right here. And I'm just going to put a touch of that on the inner corner. Like just a kiss of it. Right there. And it just brightens up the eye a little bit. And it's pretty. It's approachable. It's very, very effortless. Easy makeup. And I think it's perfect for getting ready in the morning if you've got a busy day ahead of you and you don't have time to sit here and play in makeup. You could go in on the lower lash line if you wanted to. For a look like this, I don't bother with the lower lash line. I just kind of leave it as it is, especially if I've got a busy day and I'm going to be in and out of the car, in and out of buildings and whatnot. I have watery eyes, AC in cars and in buildings stuff always make my eyes burn. I have allergies. So, and I get watery eyes. So I usually just leave the lower lash line be just on the day-to-day. I might add like a tiny bit of something under there. For the most part, I just leave it alone. And that's what I'm going to do today, or for this part of the look. And we're just going to throw some mascara on the lashes. This is the Panorama from L'Oreal, which is a really long-wearing mascara. Another nice thing to include, and this is in a black and brown shade, which I think can be very pretty for daytime and nighttime. And we do just a light application. We're not trying to go for falsies, just going for some nice lash definition. What's nice about this particular mascara is that it's very soft. When it dries, it doesn't go crunchy, and it's just very comfortable on the lashes, and it doesn't drop down, doesn't smudge, doesn't transfer. It's really good for all day wear. And that would be the eyes done for just running my errands, doing what I need to do during the day. Whatever your day consists of, I think this is a nice eye look. That's just pretty. It's going to make you feel pretty and a little put together. But it's not like a full glamoury thing. It's very just soft. And then on the lips, I'm actually going to use the same lip products for evening. I'm just going to apply them a little bit differently. So I'm going to get my lip balm off I got on here. I'm going to take MAC Cork and I'm going to apply it very lightly. Top it with a touch of Whiskey Business from Revlon. This is one of the super lustrous shades. So a tiny bit of that, and a bit of the Milani Gloss and Mahogany Mommy. Here we go. This is the soft everyday look that you can build upon to create just some really nice glam for evening. But yeah, this is just something I could throw on to get out the door. Literally took me no time to do this, and the face makeup was very quick as well. It was just a tinted hydrator from Wet n Wild, and I was playing with a couple of products, but you definitely don't have to do that step. And just a little bit of concealer from Kosas and some setting powder. And that is the face. And yeah, here we are, the whole look all together. All right, and now let's amp this up for evening. So to do that, I'm just gonna go in with the brown eyeliner. You don't have to change eyeliners. You can stick with the brown eyeliner. You don't have to switch to black just because it's nighttime. Brown can be just as effective, but if you wanted to swap over to a black eyeliner, that would work too. I just like to kind of we're sticking in the brownie tones today. So what we do is come back over the top lash line, and because this mascara is soft and the formula that it is, it's not gonna like start flaking off because I'm going back in messing with my eyes. So that's why I picked that one for this particular look. And what we do is build up some more of this liner out here and create a bit of a deeper little wing, and then pull a little bit down on the outer corner. Back in with my little brush. Soften her up. Just build that up a little bit. This is like from work to date night vibes. Is what I'm going for. And I'll touch up in here. Right in the lashes. If you've had any wear away. That definitely happens throughout the day for me. I'm going to come into this inner part and add a bit more in there. You could definitely build up some more of this on the lower lash line if you wanted to intensify it. Depending on how sultry you wanted to take the look, you could adjust your eyeliner to that. Again, this is something that's not going to take you too long either. This is a pretty quick little process. And now I'm going to take that same little diffused medium sweeper, and we're going to go into this deeper brown right here. This is called Statement, and we're going to build up a bit of that on the outer corner and kind of blend it into the eyeliner. This has the same finish as the previous shade we used on the lid every day, but it's just deeper and a little richer and can build some depth really well. So we're going to use that to just add some definition out here and get a little more oomph from it and kind of wing it up and then blur those edges. And just adds a little more depth out there and a little more drama in a nice soft way. And you taking it on the outer corner here, joining it up, letting that flow under. You can see kind of the dimension that added to the look. And just a little bit something extra. Definitely intensifies it. Then we take the deepest bronzer in the little bronzer trio and come right here with it. Use that to kind of build up the crease and transition a little bit. As I'm picturing evening being more of a lower light setting, you know, a restaurant or a club like I'm going out, you know. But you know, like a bar or whatever you might want to do in the evening. Even though I don't drink, I still enjoy going out to a bar here and there. Just for the companionship and just hanging out type of thing. I like going to I'm weird. I like a bougie bar, but I also don't like a bougie bar. I'm so strange about that. But anyway, most of my evening is going to consist of going to a nice restaurant over a bar any day. But there's a couple that I don't mind going to for like a special occasion or something. And I'll take a minute for this just for some finessing and playing if I have the time to do it. I think that has a romantic look to it. And we take a little bit more of the everyday shade and come across the lid just to make sure that still has a nice impact, especially if I've been wearing it all day. I would definitely want to kind of pull a little bit more in just to make sure everything is happy. And then I'm going to take the shade Dreamy that we used on the inner corner. We're going to just put a bit more and build that up some. And let it flow over a bit more and have a nice wash of sparkle across the lid. But the most of it's going to be on that inner corner. Like so. I'm going to take a little more of a statement. Just come right here on the fluffy brush to get a nice little depth right out there. And if you wanted to, you could take a little bit of like a black liquid liner. If you had the extra minute, just to show you, this is a step you could add. And just come right here. And add a little flick. And not something you had to do, but I think it can look nice to add just that little wing in there for evening. Just a soft little wing. And layering the black liquid liner over brown eyeliner can look really nice because it just gives it a little more dimension and like a 3D effect or something. It does something. It really does. And I'm keeping the liquid liner very close to the lash line. I'm not like bringing it all the way in or anything. I'm doing a thick line. I feel like we could probably build up a little bit more statement. Right here. All right, I'm going to grab a little more Dreamy. Bring that along this inner corner, the lower lash line. And a little bit of Everyday just under there. Especially, you know, if it's been a long day, your concealer might be a little smudged or creasy or something. It happens. Or like me, get a watery eye. A little eyeshadow can disguise a lot of things. So that's definitely something I do to fix if my concealer has gotten a little looking worse for wear and I can't quite repair it. Just throw a little eyeshadow under. You might want to touch up the face a little bit at this point, and like I would grab like a powder foundation and a little poof that goes with it, and this can really neaten things up. And just clean up right here. I like to bring the Bare Minerals one. To me is perfect. It also has this really nice puff sponge. It's a sponge that comes with it and has this sharp edge because you can like clean your eyeshadow up with it really well, like neaten up a wing. Like, look at that, super sharp, and just kind of feather it down. And of course, touch up anywhere that you would need to touch up. I don't need to touch up because I've just been sitting here. I went straight into filming, but just to show you, for continuity's sake, I don't know. Anywhere that, you know, coverage might have worn off, I go back in and dab a little bit and touch those areas up. Usually it'd be like the nose would be my area that I would lose coverage on. Because again, allergies. I'm a sneezy girl. I'm an itchy girl. It happens. Definitely build up some mascara if you want to throw on some little half lashes. If you got the extra time to do that, go for it. But you can just build up some more of this mascara. This one layers really well without getting weird or chunky. It'll bring back, kind of revive those lashes and bring a little more impact to them. A little more volume and all that. You can definitely recurl with this mascara because it is so flexible and soft. So if you needed to do that, you could without fear of tearing your lashes up or pulling them out. This is one of those few mascaras I feel like you can get away with that with. Some mascaras you definitely cannot do that. But then there's some that they're just soft on the lashes and like gentle. You can kind of go in after the fact to give them a little curl once it's dry. Definitely wouldn't recommend that with all mascaras though. I just add a little more impact there, and maybe I want a little more sparkle. So I take a little bit more Dreamy, because why not? And give it just kind of a wet glow to the lid. And I'm going to take a little bit of Dreamy actually on the high points of the cheeks. It's my highlighter, which it is a little glittery, but it can function as a highlighter, especially I think for going out for like evening. I think it's fun. Just a little bit, like right here. I can just give it a little pretty little glow and blend it kind of a diffused way. A little bit on the brow bone. To touch up like blush and bronzer, I'm going to go with my same little brush here. I'm going to go into the deeper side of the bronzers. I'm going to go like basically the middle shade and the deepest at this point. I'm just going to go between both of them. Touch that up. Since it is evening, I feel like I can go a little more in with the contour and bronze. We can go a little more glam. Because sometimes, you know, bronzer and all that can wear away throughout the day. Just depending on your skin type. Some people, bronzer and blush fade really quickly on. So that's definitely something I would touch up and maybe even intensify. And then I would take the more punchy blush within here, the coral, right here. Work a little bit with that right here. Just to liven that up. All right, and then on the lips, the only thing I'm going to use the same products. I'm just going to intensify the lip liner and give those lips a little more depth to them. Where we did just a super light application, just kind of wash of color. I'm going to do it a little bit more impactful. And if you wanted a matte lip, you could definitely skip the gloss. I would probably skip gloss for evening and keep them more on the matte side of things. I just feel like that feels more evening to me. So again, MAC Cork. I mean, whatever lip color though that you want to do. If you wanted to bring a red with you or something to swap to, that would be really cool. But just for the sake of ease and carrying less product around with you, if that's what you were going to do, same stuff. I do think a red lip would look really nice with this though. And we'll go back in with Whiskey Business and just with a little more intensity. I think if you paired a little red lip in with this look, could look very pretty, just depending on, you know, what the occasion calls for, what you feel suits you and suits the vibes. I elevate it to an even more glam look, a little more formal event look if you were going for that. Anyways, here's the evening look. You know, you might want to change out the earrings or whatever. Sometimes I will change out like accessories, like swap to a bolder pair of earrings or something like that. Maybe swap my shirt out. Yeah, it depends on the vibes again. But this is pretty much what I'm going for just a nice night out makeup, building on what I did during the day for my daytime look. So yeah, it's kind of same like tonal color family. It's just a little more amped up, a little more glam, a little more sparkly. This is the perfect palette for that kind of thing, for travel, for busy work week, but you got evening things to do as well. This is the perfect one. She can do it. And yeah, here is the look for evening. So yeah, thank you for hanging out with me today and doing this little day to night transformation vibe, whatever, and play with the Hyper Natural palette one more time because it's a very fun palette. I enjoy it. I do have some short form using this palette as well, showing some variety with it. I have one using the peachy color in here, the peachy pink. I have one using these three shades, kind of doing something similar to what we got on today, just maybe a little bit of a softer vibe for every day. And I do have my review of the palette using this shade and doing a bit more of a cool tone look. And yeah, okay. thanks for hanging out. I will see you guys in the next one. Let me know your thoughts below. And if you have any ideas and suggestions, anything else you want to see with this palette, let me know down below. And yeah, if you want to see more day to night type videos with certain products that I think would be good for throwing in your handbag and going throughout your day, like would you like to see like a whole video of products I would recommend for that? Let me know down below. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me today. I will see you guys in the next one. Stay safe, stay spooky. Bye now.